Hi, if you want to work at an airsoft retail shop, I'm not saying you have to have this information. I'm saying this is what the guy that runs the company that has 2 damn stores, this is what I look for when I'm looking to hire someone. You basically have to be a nerd at a minimum. So you will rarely see me hire someone that doesn't already have an understanding on a basic fundamental level of airsoft stuff. Why? Otherwise, I'm making your job and my job harder for you to sell stuff. It would behoove you to understand the differences in some guns, or at least understand, like, not necessarily how to sell, because that really is kind of a personal art form. But as long as you have product knowledge and you could pair certain guns up to certain players, meaning if you can understand why we usually direct newer players towards like maybe the G&G combat machines or like those new KWA Eves, those KO Eves, and not necessarily like a $300 gun, and then be able to articulate why, that's gonna help you. So right off the bat, I'm gonna give you some questions you're gonna wanna answer internally. The first, in my opinion, it's the most important one because it's the one you're gonna deal with the most. Hey, I'm brand new to airsoft. What gun do you recommend for me? Now, in this conversation, you're gonna look at kind of how old they are and kind of how much money they have to spend. Because if they're still stuck on like the $80 Walmart special, they're not ready. I'm gonna be perfectly honest, they're not ready for what you've got in store. Unless you have $80 Walmart specials to sell, in which case, kind of get fucked. I'm gonna be real. Hot take. You need to understand the different products in airsoft. And there should be a manager and assistant manager that can kind of teach you how to sell. How to sell sounds gimmicky. I really like to think of it like how to pair a gun with a player. It's more of a pairing, like cheese and wine. Because most of the kids coming in here are already about to drop a lot of their parents' money. So you don't really necessarily have to sell. They come in ready to buy. You really have to pair them. So what's a good gun for new players? Okay, I've already got a gun. I'd like to buy another gun or a pistol. What would you recommend? But really you should just know like products. So that's gonna require you to, for instance, know how airsoft guns work. Because if a kid comes up to you and says, hey, I wanna make this gun shoot faster, and you tell them, oh, well, if you want a gun that shoots faster, you should upgrade the bucking and hop up, there's a problem. And you don't know to direct them to like new gears or a motor or something as simple as an 11-volt battery. And you're like, oh, rate of fire totally equates to hop up and bucking. Like, what? But you need to have a pre-existing knowledge base to know how to make that connection. So if I just hire someone off the street just because I feel bad and I want to give them a job and they don't know shit about shit, I'm not going to make any money, because when a kid or a parent asks a specific question to that sales associate and they don't know, I look fucking stupid for hiring that person, and they look dumb and they don't want to come back here because we don't know what we're talking about. That's really the biggest part. Show up knowing kind of like the difference between guns. So like, what's the difference between, let's say, a standard G&G combat, like the Raider 2s and the CM18s? Well, right off the bat, you can just go, oh, the FPS is higher on the CM18s, just before we even get into any specifics. So if you, hey, I'm thinking about this gun and I play at this big outdoor wooded field that's like super huge. Oh, you might not want a Raider 2 because that might not be powerful enough to land the shots you want. You might want something with a little higher FPS like these CM18s. These are gonna shoot about 370, 380. Some of these Raiders are only gonna shoot about 350, 360 max. Boom. That is kind of selling, kind of not. But again, you're taking what the customer wants or what the player wants and you're pairing it with what you have on the wall. It's not really quote unquote selling. I just think of it like, to me, selling is pushy. And like, it's kind of aggressive. Really, it's just the customer tells you what they want and you go, oh, I have that here. Or you can not necessarily correct them, like, hey, I'm signed up for a CQB competition. What sniper rifle do you recommend? Wait, those two does not compute, beep, boop, boop. Does that make sense? Understand products at a base level, understand at least what guns you should pair to a newer player and why, and then a few upgrade and some accessory options, and that's basically it. Other than that, if you're going as an entry-level sales associate for an airsoft shop, if you have that base level of knowledge, someone in that shop should be able to teach you more specific things, and also like, hey, what guns are we like trying to move, basically? Like, oh, we have a bunch of these Elite Force Glocks in stock. Okay, well, the Elite Force Glock is a really good pistol. Like, we should try and sell these and figure that out. So the next time someone comes in and goes, hey, I would like a really nice green gas pistol as just a green gas secondary, what do you got? These Elite Force Glocks. Ta-da! But you'll deal with guys that are so stuck on like one or two kinds of gun. He already knows who I'm talking about. I hired a guy, I'm just gonna say it, Ethan, for the love of God. It was Ethan Anderson. I'm throwing him out there. All he wanted to sell was TM High Kappas. That was it. Oh, you're brand new? TM High Kappa. Oh, you've been playing for years? A TM High Kappa. Like, son of a bitch, we have more to sell than just TM High Kappas, you little fucking blue-haired bastard. So, but that is where the manager needs to step in and sort of like tell you what's available, what's on sale, so we can not only meet what our customer wants, but we can actually make some money, because it's a damn business. And the point of a business is to make a profit. Now we just have to figure out like, how do you want to make that profit? So you're gonna come in with a base level of information of of what products are, and then God willing, someone in that store is competent enough to train you from there. Otherwise, again, you probably work for a shit show shop. Love you.